CBO Director Keith Hall warns that rising debt raises the chances of a fiscal crisis in the years ahead. And the question is, what will Washington do about it? Charlene Aaron, CBN News.
$1 trillion debt. Pat, this is something that you've been warning about for quite some time.
Well, I have, and the people in Washington don't seem to think that money is available anytime. You know, it's like it grows on trees, and they can just reach out and shake the tree and get some more money. But the day of reckoning is coming. It's going to be tough. It really is, because if the interest rates begin to go up, and they will, I mean, they've been at historic lows, and all of a sudden we're looking at 3%, 4%, 5%, back to the normal of what interest rates have been. So you take 5% of $30 trillion, and you tell me how much money that is, and that's what is going to be coming out of the federal budget. And when it's over, there's not going to be any money for anything else except paying interest, which means that this country, this great nation of ours, is going to have to default on its debt. It cannot sustain this. And before long, instead of being the reserve currency of the world, the dollar is going to be downgraded. And then we will have incredible pain and suffering in this country. It's all coming about, and it'll always come about when people are profligate. And that's what's happening. Our government is just unbelievably profligate. And when somebody tries to tell them, well, let's cut here, no, no, no. Well, you can't cut here. Well, this interest group complains, and that one wants this benefit, and this one wants something else. And the congressmen just pay up. And nobody seems to be standing in line for fiscal sanity, but it's got to be done. And if we don't do it quick, the nations of the world are going to do it for us. And it won't be painful and painless. I mean, it'll hurt. Intensive job trying to figure out how to save money on this federal deficit. And it was ignored. I mean, it was just, they give them to the Congress, yeah, thanks, big yawn, and then gone. But Congress is going to have to pay, and it's going to hurt. Folks, it's going to hurt. It really is going to be very, very painful. And if we lose our reserve currency status, and the dollar is no longer the reserve currency of the world, then I just can't describe how painful it's going to be.
Our story begins in 1944. With World War II coming to an end, the Allied nations met at Bretton Woods, New Hampshire, to create a new financial system which would stabilize the world once the war ended. With America poised to enter a golden age of prosperity, the U.S. dollar was chosen as the world's reserve currency. Under this new system, countries agreed to fix their currencies to the U.S. dollar, and the U.S. dollar would be tied to gold at a price of $35 per ounce. This meant that countries around the world could trade their currencies for U.S. dollars, which they could then exchange for gold. This created a system where all currencies were essentially backed by gold.
The strength of a nation's currency is based on the strength of that nation's economy. And the American economy is by far the strongest in the world. Accordingly, I have directed the Secretary of the Treasury to take the action necessary to defend the dollar against the speculators. I have directed Secretary Connally to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold or other reserve assets, except in amounts and conditions determined to be in the interest of monetary stability and in the best interest of the United States.
By removing the link between gold and the U.S. dollar, President Nixon created a system where all currencies were backed by nothing. This is what is known as a fiat currency. The average person is now forced to borrow well beyond their means, getting themselves deeply into debt. At first, this was to maintain a nice standard of living, but slowly, it has become necessary just to survive. By printing so much currency and devaluing it so heavily, it would seem that governments are essentially levying a hidden tax on their people.
There have been dozens and dozens of currency collapses since the end of the Second World War, and they all result from the same thing, bad policies, bad management. And the U.S. right now is pursuing bad policies. Central bank is doing a bad job managing the currency. As a consequence, it's inevitable that the dollar is going to collapse. It's on this road that I call the fiat currency graveyard.
But history has shown us that whenever a nation tried to run its economy using an artificial fiat system, the end result is always the same: disaster.
The dollar used to be backed by gold. It was gold that had the dollar. It's like everybody has tethered their ships to the Titanic of currencies, and so we're all going to go down.
Gold is the only competitor to a national currency. Gold is money, and these national currencies are money substitutes that circulate in place of gold.
Gold is what protects the people from the reckless policies of government. Gold is government chaperone. The government wants to be able to do whatever it wants. Gold stands in its way. So yes, gold is an enemy of big government, but it's a friend of freedom. It's a protector of individuals from government.
It's not that the price of gold is going up. It's that the value of the dollar is going down. The price remains constant in terms of human effort and purchasing power. An ounce of gold today will buy the same thing it bought 2,000 years ago.
If some catastrophic event happens, and we've seen them, how are you going to be protected? Gold is financial insurance.
Would you rather have gold or a fiat currency?
The current financial system may be dying, but where there is chaos, there is also opportunity.
We have millions of people now taking an interest in what is money, the question of what is money, what should it be? And they're learning, especially a lot of young people.
Time for the people responsible to wring the last few dollars out of a dying system. But also, for those able to see the cliff edge approaching, time to protect themselves and their families from the imminent plunge. And in the end, that time may prove to be the most valuable commodity of all.
There are these brief moments in history where the safe haven asset for the last 5,000 years simultaneously becomes the asset class that has the greatest single potential gains in purchasing power. We're in one of these cycles right now where money is the best investment. Get out of currency, buy money, and you're probably going to be able to buy a whole lot more stuff later. Don't let the banks and the brokerage houses and other people guide all of your decisions. Find out what's going on for yourself. Empower yourself.
Now, nothing ever changes until you reprogram the hard drive between your ears, and that is your perceptions. Now, the most difficult thing to do is to pass one idea from one person to another and not be misunderstood. Just ask anyone who's married. You were sure about what you were trying to say. They just didn't hear it the same way. That's the only catch-22 to this. So if you would, pay attention to this, and I think you're going to get a new perception of what is going on. Look at, if you are looking for things to improve in your life, then you need a formula to help you get what you want, okay? Now, you can have a lot of money in society, but if it doesn't move, there's no velocity. But here's the key. The exchange value of what it will exchange for in everyday life will determine wealth and poverty for the masses. So here's a dynamic that is truthful everywhere. In every economic system, when all three parts of it are unhappy, the system will change. That is what you're witnessing across the planet. That is why you're seeing the symptoms of Occupy Wall Street, Tea Party movements, regime changes in governments worldwide, bail-ins, bailouts, private pension funds being swapped out with public trust bonds. They all are just symptoms of the fact that the system is under change and unhappy. Now, we are not just in an inflationary or deflationary period. We are in the life cycle of money itself. Here's how it starts. The free market emerges, wherever that is. Then the free market always develops gold and silver as its free market money. Then the government gets involved in the free market process. The government monopolizes the money supply to place themselves in the way of the movement of it. That's where all money comes from. And then the government devalues the money under the guises of trying to help everybody. And then a confidence crisis and collapse happens with the paper money once it becomes fiat. Understand, 100% of the time historically that has happened. Not most of the time, not 99% of the time, 100% of the time. And then as the pressure on the system comes, gold and silver reemerge as the free market money cycle repeats. Okay? And so that is what you're witnessing right now. We're between 6 and 7. And that, folks, is where the great wealth transfer has happened here and biblically. Okay? Now, for those that understand it, and those that choose to place themselves in the way of the movement of that, there will be great prosperity and a wealth transfer that can be yours if you pay attention and you take action. Okay? Now, that wealth transfer is $1.4 quadrillion. That's $1,400 trillion of fiat paper money, all backed by nothing but a promise from man. And man historically does what? Breaks promises. Okay? Moves to gold, silver, and oil-backed money. That's what we've seen historically, mathematically, and logically. So what you're seeing here is a way and a logical formula to place yourself in the way of that money transfer. This is a carat bar. That is 24 karat gold surrounded in a certificate of authenticity with other security features added that make it gold as money and inflation insurance. Not gold as a commodity, not gold for speculative investment, and not a program for the Wall Street day trader mentality, buy low, sell high. That's not what this is about. And if you take action, you can secure and create yourself something that is real, something that's based on history, and has a mathematical and logical relationship with every economy on the planet. The greatest reward can come from this. The root of the problems we see stem from the fact that if you work for this, you work for man's debt money. Now, no matter what the good intentions are, the more money that is printed in order to go fix the problems that we see in society, if it's created out of debt, the only thing you create is more debt. So 3 years ago, the government was collecting $3 from you to figure out in taxes and fees, seen any new fees, to figure out what to do with $1 to apply to the problem. Last 2 years ago, the government was collecting $4 from you to figure out what to do with $1 to apply to the problem. Last year, the government was collecting $5 from you in taxes and fees to figure out what to do with just $1 actually applied to the process. This year, it's $6 to $7, folks. $6 to $7 is being collected from you in taxes and fees to simply figure out how to apply $1 to the process. Where is this going? Can you imagine if that actually went to the problem? Therefore, we are past the point of no return, and that is where the market change offers you the ability to capture and place yourself in the way of the movement of that if you pay attention and you take action. You see, wealth is never destroyed. It is merely transferred from the unprepared to the prepared who's positioned themselves to receive it. The question is, which one do you plan to be? Now, remember this, recognizing the problem is the beginning of the real solution. Whatever happens to the dollar happens to everything I've kept in dollars. Now, here's what you need to know. This was the world's exclusive reserve currency until it wasn't anymore as of November 17th. Lost in the disguise of the Paris attacks and the refugee challenges that they had. This dollar here was the exclusive reserve currency. In its original form, it was worth 1.5 grams of gold. And being the exclusive reserve currency meant that all of these other paper monies had to turn their money into the reserve currency and then use the reserve currency in order to do international trade. But as of November 17th, the Chinese yuan became part of that process, and soon there are going to be 3 or 4 more. So as we print all this money and the money goes, and we used to export the money for other countries to use, and therefore we exported the inflation of the money. What is going to happen when they can no longer export the inflation of the money that they're printing now? Number one, there's going to be some serious cutbacks here in the United States, and you can insulate yourself from many of those if you understand the premise of what real money is. So if this dollar bill was worth 1.5 grams of gold when it first came out, this means that paper money is merely a substitute for real gold money. And this is the buying power of the dollar after World War I and World War II. This is the buying power of the dollar after the Korean War. This is the buying power of the dollar after the Vietnam War when we were decoupled from gold. And this is the buying power of the dollar of Desert Storm and the end of the Cold War. This is the buying power of the dollar after the Afghan War. We're still there. And this is the buying power of the dollar after the Iraq War. I have a news flash for you. It is never coming back. Ever. It's mathematically impossible now. It was possible a couple of years ago, but we didn't do anything about it, as everybody wanted to kick the can down the road. Now, here's the good news. We're going to show you today how, once again, this represents the labor that you gave to somebody else, no matter what career you're in, how to once again unfold the buying power of what is supposed to represent your labor that you gave to somebody else in order to once again give you dignity for the efforts and labors that you gave to somebody else, or if you've already given those labors and you have your wealth is in paper money, how to protect yourself and have some security against the decisions that were made, even with good intentions, but just didn't work out the way the people we trusted them to take care of worked out with. Okay? That's all we do. Now, you can't fix it and unfold the buying power with paper money. You have to unfold it with real gold money. All of the central banks and governments are acquiring pure gold bullion at record amounts right now. And so they're getting ready to do something. Now, I'm a common sense guy. I pay attention to part of what I have, but I researched money for 20 years, folks. After I broke my neck in 1992 and realized you never get paid for what you know. You only get paid for what you do with what you know. Okay? All right? So I couldn't quite put my thumb on it. I have a clear understanding what's going on. Now, many of you are making more money in your jobs, but why don't we feel like we're really going anywhere? Because between the Korean War and the Vietnam War, and before that, the dollar tracked evenly with gold. And in that process, you could see that the value of your labor, if you had a better job and had a better degree, you could make way more money and you could have a better life. And that was sound advice for 20 years. But after the dollar got devalued, was no longer backed by gold after the Vietnam War, you can see where it doesn't track. Okay. Now, here we showed you the purchasing power of paper money. Now let's look at the purchasing power of gold versus the dollar. A gram of gold in 1971, when the dollar was still backed by gold, okay, would buy you 5 loaves of bread, and a dollar would buy you 4 loaves. But after 2 generations of print money backed by nothing but a promise from man, a gram of gold today will buy you 20 loaves and $1 will buy you a half a loaf. And that is the difference between paper money and gold money. So which would you rather have representing your labor that you gave to somebody else, or already in your savings account holding your retirement? Paper money or gold money? But Dan, you know what? Maybe you weren't old enough then. Maybe let's just look at 10 years. I know everybody on here has a perception of at least 10 years. In 2005, the $100,000 in cash only has the buying power today in 2015 of $60,000, okay? Whereas $100,000 of gold in 2005 has the buying power of $276,000. Now, to help yourself, what is your plan? I think it's time for some self-protection. Understand Alan Greenspan, the Fed chairman from 1987 to 2006, says deficit spending is simply a scheme for the confiscation of wealth. Gold stands in the way of this insidious process. And recently, if you didn't catch this, as of December 1st, 10 biggest Wall Street banks now facing legal action for price fixing of $320 trillion derivative market. The suit alleged that the banks have jointly threatened, boycott, coerced, and otherwise eliminated any entity in practice that had the potential to bring exchange trading to the buying side of investors. Okay, here's what I want you to do. Google, what is a bail-in, B-A-I-L-I-N. You'll find some interesting stuff when you read that. But Dan, my cash is insured in the banks. The FDIC insurance, Federal Deposit Insurance Corp. Okay, let's take a look at that. There's $9.3 trillion worth of deposits at U.S. commercial banks. There's $1.1 trillion worth of paper money and coin in circulation. But the FDIC only has $25 billion to back that all up as quote unquote insurance. That means, you can add, that means there's 27 pennies on every $100 of deposits you have in your banks. Think about that for a minute. The blessing of what we're going to have here is we share information. And all you have to do is make one small change in how you save the money you make, however you make it, whatever career, whatever you did to earn that money. And you can, and if you have the will to allow other people and take your eyes off yourself to take a look at this, you can solve three major things you're going to have to overcome: your kids, your grandkids, your neighbors, your coworkers, the company you work at, your boss is going to have to do. And for churches, this offers a brand new economy for the church. Look at all the problems were made with man's debt money. The solution is in God's money. It doesn't rust, it doesn't rot, it doesn't need maintenance. You don't eat it, drink it, wear it, smoke it, clean with it. It's always equal to the task it takes to get it out of the ground. And there's no credit, no fractional lending. Like when you give $1 to the bank, they can loan out 9 more. Okay, and make 9 times the interest. That's why banks are always the biggest buildings in any city. The three major things you're going to have to overcome is taxes, inflation, and residual income. Taxes. Where do you think you have to optimize them before you get optimized by them? Now, Carrot Bars International nor its affiliates give tax, legal, or financial advice without a license to do so. Okay. Now, consult your trusted licensed professional to find out more. Home-based businesses doesn't mean you shouldn't know what they are. Home-based businesses offer the best tax advantages there are. Consult your trusted licensed professional to find out what they are. Now, inflation, you need leverage. You cannot outwork it anymore. Here's a statement. You cannot outwork an exponential inflation with a linear income working for money. You could, when inflation was low and the average family with one person working in it had 84% discretionary income. That isn't available today. And as I said, there is no shortcut to the task it takes to extract gold out of the ground. That's why it maintains its value. If anybody has ever seen the Notre Dame gold dome, that was 7 ounces of 23 karat gold pounded out to cover that entire dome. You should go take a look at that. The last part that you're going to have to overcome is residual income. And without that, you will not retire at any age. Doesn't matter how good a person is. Doesn't matter what you did for a living. 95% of the people who work for money are either, they're an employee, or they're self-employed, which means they bought themselves a job. They only have 5% of the wealth. 5% of the people who understand systems, and you'll hear that term again in this presentation. Save yourself some time, effort, and money. Systems have 95% of the wealth. What does it tell you? What is your plan to get it? Here's what we want to show. What is the answer? It came out of the blue in a little company called Carrot Bars International. The solution is very simple. You can open a Carrot Bars International account. Get back with the person that brought you here after this webcast. It takes 3 minutes to register your free account. It costs you nothing to register it. It costs you no maintenance fees. There's no website fees. There's no requirements to buy, and there's no penalties if you don't. It's completely free and a tool in your tool belt to use. It's better to have the tool and not need it than need it and not have it, correct? And so it only takes 3 minutes to register and use the software to save in gold money. The simplicity of what we do is we take paper money, we turn it into gold money, and we put the gold money in our piggy bank. And as the buying power of the paper money continues to devalue, what happens to the value of your gold account? It is either preserved at the time of exchange or goes up in price, which means it balances out the losses that you're taking in your paper money, regardless of what you did to earn that money. Therefore, it is a universal solution to the worldwide debt, savings, and currency crisis. Next, to show and understand as a common sense guy the validity and sincerity of these accounts, you have to submit 2 documents under the Know Your Customer compliance, okay, to establish, secure, and protect your identity to your private account. That is not shared anywhere, okay? And so you have to do that. That should be a common sense way to know that this just isn't some toy. Next, as I said, we take paper money, turn it into paper digital currency, turn it into gold money, and save it. Carrot Bars promote saving money, not spending money, okay? The goal is to create something that will weather you through the change in the wealth transfer and give you a benefit and a boost, and to capture it. The time to spend it is not now. The time to save it is now. The idea. 1% of the world's population owns gold. Why? Less than 1%. Because they usually think they have to save up and try and get leverage in order to buy a larger amount, a bigger size, and sift for price. Carrot Bars gold products are an alternative means for diversifying your family's financial assets, protecting them. Protects you, your family, and your assets, okay? The small increments of gold is what does it. And so CEO, founder, and visionary of Carrot Bars International, Mr. Harold Seiss, created an e-commerce platform, okay? And his mission is to produce the highest quality gold available in the marketplace and make it easily accessible to the masses of honest people at a price point everyone can afford. Carrot Bars' goal is to help millions find financial freedom from the current system of debt. Look, it doesn't matter how old you are as long as you are of age. It doesn't matter what language you speak, what your education level is, what your socioeconomic status is. It doesn't matter whether you have a car or no car, or whether your house has wood floors, tile floors, marble floors, or dirt floors. It doesn't even matter what's happening in your local economy. All this gives anybody with the desire for a better life for them, their family, and to protect their assets, regardless of what's even happening in their local economy, to be able to do that with some effort in this and understanding the value of your labor in a world that is changing. Now, a little bit about the company. Carrot Bars is an e-commerce company. It's not an MLM company, okay? It's headquartered in Stuttgart, Germany. It's privately held, has no debt, and it is regulated by strict German law. Understand the significance of that, because you may not know right off the bat. Germany is one of the toughest countries to do business with in the European Union. They're the last people to join the European Union, okay? Now, Germany has a savings account in gold. They're the second largest holder of gold in the world. Okay, Germany has seen their paper money go to zero value 2 times in 100 years. And the last time it went to zero value, 5 grams of gold could buy you a home. They understand the value. They still talk about around the dinner table. Many of us don't even talk at the dinner table anymore, do we? Because life is so busy trying to make money. Now, here's the next part. Germany, Austria, and Switzerland are the highest rate per capita savers in the world. At 15 to 17% average of their income, they save. Now, the United States, I hate to say it, I'm appalled. Americans have been programmed their brain by TV and a change in the media that the average savings of an American, the rate per capita savings is negative 2.5%. That means the average American goes 2.5% in debt every year. What does that tell you? What did I do for 27 years? I was on the front line of that. I understand that. Carrot Bars specialized in the production and sale of pure 24-karat 999 fine from LBMA accredited refineries on the London Good Delivery List. Those are a select group of refineries that place themselves in the way of the movement of the world's and banking gold money. To be on that list, they certify purity and weight. So you know that it is what it is supposed to do. And if they ever were to violate that in any manner, shape, or form, they would not be on that list. And therefore, they took themselves out of the way of the world's banking money. Nobody in the world is going to do that intentionally. Now, FedEx handles all logistics for delivery. They're a strategic alliance partner. They deliver in 120 countries that we're in. We're actually in 122, I think, right now. And so you can also have it stored for free. So you can open an account, send money to the account, okay? Within 72 hours, it's turned into physical gold metal and put in storage in large bars, or you can have it requested to be delivered, or with specialty cards, they are automatically, is put into the production queue, minted into small bars, and then delivered to you by Federal Express. Carrot Bars doesn't hold your money. They don't use your gold as collateral if you decide to store it, and your gold is not stored in a publicly visited facility and get shut down like a bank. Carrot Bars protects you and your assets in real 24-karat gold money. You decide how you want to participate in that. I love that. Now, here's a classic Carrot Bar. This is a 1 gram bar. Okay. That's what they look like, sealed in that certificate. It acts like a mini vault around the gold to protect it. 24 karat gold is very soft. This is a 2.5 gram bar. It is $6 per gram less than the 1 gram price. Okay. This is a 5 gram Carrot Bar. It is $10 per gram less than the 1 gram price. It even has our name hallmarked on it, the company's name hallmarked on it. Now, on the front, there is also features that make it more secure. Carrot Bars has the single best, in my opinion, best gold in size, quality, and security. There are special features that are added into this, and this company is first to market to put it in that way, to make it secure against forgery. Okay, there are other testers that are available for that by the company in order to verify its proof and authenticity, and you can use common everyday things in order to do that. They have country Carrot Bars. They just recently added 7 more. There are now 10 country Carrot Bars added to the available product list. A branding Carrot Bar, you can brand any company, mission, movement, or association with their own custom branded card. Even, you can even get your name, you can even get your face on a card if you want. We have some very exciting things we'll be talking about after the first of the year. Now, I'm also, want you to know, I'm a common sense guy. They have an agreement for 100,000 grams with the Vatican, a licensing agreement. And I know the Vatican is the most well-known and respected powerful banking institution in Europe. Now, they don't just license with anybody, and they recently did another run and license with the Saint card. Special Carrot Bars, themes. We have, you can have holidays, occasions, and represent it in 24 karat gold. It's a timeless product. Now, special Carrot Bars available in a 1/10 of a gram version, folks. A 1/10 of a gram version. They can buy 1 gram, or you can buy 6 1/10 of a gram cards, all still sealed and all inside that. Okay. Next, is that the holiday cards, the more expansion of this process. And last is a collector card. Folks, these are some of them are serialized, some of them are not, but they are run in a limited edition and will maintain their availability and wealth over long periods of time. Now, baseball cards, what are they made out of cardboard? That's a $14 billion industry annually. $200 is the average trade on a baseball card. As time goes on, there's more value that will be added to these limited editions. Official partner license for Real Madrid. They are the most expensive sports franchise on the planet at $3.5 billion. And Carrot Bars has a custom branded card for them. And I know they don't just license with anybody either. Official sponsor of Ricky Curtis, Moto Grand Prix International Racer. Okay, and we are seen on television as Ricky goes in and wins. Next is the Carrot Bars coin. Folks, it's a great way to show a very unique gift, that you can go and use to honor, respect, love, show friendship to the people that you have that relationship with. 3D metal cards. 3D metal cards are a unique branch of our company. And they offer a very unique feature for the one-of-a-kind collector. This is a great way. We have another program with this, which I'll explain in a minute. And all we do is this. I don't care what kind of gold you get. I don't care what. It doesn't matter how you participate. You need to start taking some of your paper money, turn it into gold money, and saving it, not spending it. And so, well, Dan, if I think that's a good idea to use, you can be a customer and have a limited access website, very simply ordering your gold holdings and your delivery options on it. That's it. But if I tell somebody Carrot Bars has an optional affiliate program, you can register a customer or register an affiliate and have access to 7 primary income options for you. Okay, 5 are completely free. 2, you have to take a proactive action in order to be a part of. It's optional. The free affiliate plan, this is how it works. Look you don't take orders, you don't handle money, you don't handle gold. I'm not a gold salesman, and neither are you. If you're an affiliate, you merely refer people directly to the company. The company, in turn, works directly with that person, and anything that is bought creates a commissionable activity, and you are placed in the way of the movement of money and a reward for you being the person that marketed that. Now, the unilevel, you can refer as many people as you want or none. You're not required to refer people. The other thing is this: if you do refer people and they buy something, you will earn between 0.5% to 6% of the accrued sales points per month, which turn into a rank. And at that point, you'll be paid once a month. And it doesn't even require you to buy anything to refer people to do that. But we know that people do what you do. And confidence in yourself and your belief happens when you understand and save for you and your family. Okay? Next is the dual team. So let's just say that here's the unilevel. You can refer as many people you want. Simultaneously, there is a secondary compensation structure that shadows the first one, and you can only really see it, number one, if you're affiliate, and participate in it if you have one of the dual team marketing packages. Okay? Now, this is how it works. You sponsor, let's say you refer one person, and simultaneously they're placed into the second structure. Okay, and maybe one's on the right. Let's say you refer a second person, and then they are placed one on the left. What happens when you refer 3 people or more? Well, there isn't a third team. Just like your body has 2 arms, you got a left arm and a right arm. So the third person that is referred has to fall down under, and you see in the green writing, referrals from above, under those people who did not hesitate to take action. Hesitation to take action, well, I need to think about it. What do you need to think about? There's no risk involved in it. Hesitation places you under all other people who haven't hesitated to take action, okay? How do you be a part of that? You acquire one of the marketing packages. There's bronze, silver, gold, and VIP. And then you can earn weekly payouts. So you can get paid once a month in Unilever and once a week in the dual system for successful commissionable activities. Now, how do you get a package? One, you can buy them. We have a bronze, it's 99 euros. Silver is 285 euros. That's probably the best starter package we have. Gold is 635 euros, and a VIP is 1,620 euros. It fluctuates slightly with gold prices and the euro prices. Okay, next is that they have some gold in it. They've got brochures. They've got usable discount code cards that are involved in that, which add value to the system within the system. Package bonuses pay like this. A bronze is worth a 5% direct commission. So if you're a bronze and you refer somebody and that person gets a package or non-gold merchandise, you're going to make a 5% direct commission on that. Silver pays you 10%, twice as much as a bronze, and for a little more money. Gold is 15%, and VIP, top of the food chain, is 20% direct commission. So if you're a VIP and you refer somebody and they become a VIP personally, you're going to make a 20% direct commission on their non-gold purchases. Okay. Now, the gold, silver, gold, and VIP, the nice thing about it is they offer on the first time. If you get a silver, gold, or VIP, you're given 6 15 euro discount codes that come with a package in order for you to buy some of the specialty cards with a 15 euro discount on them. That's brilliant, okay? Now, you can upgrade as you want, but if you upgrade and you're bronze, you don't get those. So for a little more money, you get a silver package and 90 euros worth of discounts, twice as much direct commission, and you're able to I'll show you another revenue stream that comes from it. Well, Dan, I love this, but I really don't have any money. Not that I don't have money that I'm willing to work a business with. It's I really have no money. Well, if you sign up as an affiliate, your first 6 weeks, I love the company. Why? Because they don't exclude anybody. There's no have to pay to play process in this. You can register from free as an affiliate. You have no money. Your home might have dirt floors, and you can go to work and sell these 3D cards here. And within the first 6 weeks, you'll get a double income. You can apply that to a package. 3 of these card sales is worth a bronze package you can exchange. 9 sales, 20 sales, or 50 sales as you go up and you see in the chart. Therefore, there is no restriction from you. I love their company. No restriction from you to go out and do work and earn your way as far as you want to go, regardless of where you're at. And the process, they give you 4 separate marketing links: a personal referral link, a shop link where people can go buy on it. Then they have a landing page that gives them other information so that you can get back to them and notifies you to be a part of it, to see if they want to be a part of it. And last is a K-Exchange link as we move into new territory, and I'll explain that shortly. Now, on top of the direct commission of 5 to 20%, Carrot Bars has a dual team bonus. That's the other second way of the optional 2 ways to get paid. First is direct commission from 5 to 20%. The other one is when you create a dual team bonus. Now, as you make referrals and they buy stuff and you have a package, whenever you have 50 units of volume on one side and 25 units of volume on the other side, doesn't matter which side has the 50 and which has the 25. Doesn't matter if the 50 or the 25 was rated by the people that you personally sponsored or the people that they personally sponsored or the people that fell into your system that you didn't know, and whether it's made way over here, way down. Anytime there's 50 units and 25 units, you're going to get a payout. If your package was a bronze, you're going to make 10 euros, about 12 bucks. Okay. If it was a silver, you're going to make 40 euros, 4 times more money then a bronze and twice the direct commission, and you get 6 15-year bonus cards in it. It's always a good thing if somebody understands that process right there to get, and that's half the payout of a VIP. Top of the food chain, VIP, 80 euros. The units that are accrued at the time of the package are revalued if you upgrade. Now, a bronze package worth 5 units, remember 25 units and 50 units make a payout. Bronze package is worth 5 units, a silver package is worth 20 units, a gold package is worth 50 units, and a VIP is worth 100 units. A gram of gold is worth 1 unit. A 2.5 gram bar is worth 2 units. Why is it 2.5, Dan? Because they give you a $6 per gram discount right up front. They can't pass on the same profit margin. 5 gram bar is 3 units. Why isn't it 5 grams? 5 units. 5 gram bar is 3 units because they give you a $10 per gram discount right up front when you buy it. We have other merchandise that offer you other ways to integrate as we move into other areas that have value based in units. Now, what's the catch-22? Number one, here's catch-22. A lot of times you're going to be misunderstood and people are going to think you're running around selling gold. That's not what we do. Okay? You can if you want. Number two, the dual system has a limit. It can only max out to 180,000 times you can get a payout per week. Nothing ever goes away. It's just addition and subtraction and carries over so that you never lose what you've already done. And so it's very attractive to people who are savvy business owners in that respect. Karatbar's private issue MasterCard gives you the flexibility as an owner to create an international inheritable residual income and have access to your commissions at 32 million locations worldwide as your commissions are deposited in the dual team every Friday for successful commissionable activity onto your MasterCard and once a month in the unilevel. And therefore, you can go anywhere in the world. You don't have to be in your country to have access to your commissions. I can go to Cabo, Mexico and get out pesos or dollars. I can go to Tokyo and get out yen. It has a dynamic currency converter in there, which makes it an optimal tool for the flexibility and freedom as being a business owner. I don't have any storefront. I don't have any employees. I don't have any inventory. I don't have any accounting or payroll or special licensing agreements or international licensing agreements or insurance. I don't need to have cybersecurity or worry about the vaulting issues or inventory control, quality control, production, and delivery. The only thing we have to do is if you're an affiliate, refer to the company and the rest of it is taken care of. They have all the infrastructure, which as an entrepreneur is a real blessing in paradise. On top of that, Karatbars has an incentive program that will pay you over your lifetime. Based in the flow of grams, real gold money as it runs through your account. They'll give you gold, even more gold, a Rolex watch, 3 car programs. They're handing you the keys. This is not a lease where if something happens, then you're stuck with some big payment. And a house program, a villa, 750,000 euro villa that's offered you. That isn't going to happen overnight. But imagine the company that you work for right now, regular paycheck. What if they had a program like that was already offered in there? Would you have more value in the company that you work for? Karatbars has no debt, okay, and is privately held, and the mission of the founder is clear. That is what I follow, okay? Plus, I believe that there is a divine hand on this. Next, in summary, why you want to do this. Here's your advantage. I don't care what you do for a living. What are you doing with the money that you make? It's free to open your offshore personal online cash management software system. Remember what I said? System. Save yourself some time, effort, money. Using a secured server in the privacy of your home 24 hours a day. You can do it in your pajamas with no makeup on. You don't need to call a broker to do that. You eliminate the broker and go direct to the company. There's no other associated fees with that. You can have it vaulted for free or delivered put in the production queue and delivered by Federal Express. They can deliver 1 gram in every country we're open in, okay, and deliver in for the same price they can deliver 40 grams. So maybe you want to store a few up and have 1 delivery fee. And 100 grams or more is completely free. and you can exchange. The beautiful part about this, you don't have to save up to get some big amount. That's why most people don't have gold. They try and save up and something happens. How many times does that happen to you, right? You get diverted. You can exchange as little as 50 euros at a time. And if you don't want to have to order personally, there is an optional voluntary program where you can set it and forget it to deduct a certain amount of euros and exchange it into gold either weekly or monthly. Your choice makes this very simple. And the most important thing of the three things that I told you need to solve is you are able to create residual income by referrals that create commissionable activity. Now understand, I'm going to put it in perspective here. Every career known right now is nothing but a series of tasks. Some people went and got an educational degree, an academic degree. Some people went into a trades profession. Some people work for the government. Some people went a sports career, and some people are entrepreneurs in a traditional world. All of those things are nothing more than a series of tasks. Some tasks pay you $30,000 a year. Some pay you $100,000 a year. Some pay you $500,000 a year. Some pay you $2 million a year. The tasks that we perform create our reality about time and money. So how long have you been in a career? You've been in a career for more than 10 years. If the tasks that you perform on a daily basis were ever designed to make you wealthy and give you real freedom, don't you think they would have done it by now? That's where I was at. Look, I just kind of lay it out there for you. I know you probably want, for me, I'd rather have somebody give it to me straight up than give me some nice fluffy pat on the back. And so that's where I was when I broke my neck and when I had congestive heart failure and was out of work for 2 years. I understand what's happening. Now, the next part, I showed you what's going on with the money and the relationship that gold and the wealth transfer has for you. Then I showed you the infrastructure of a company that's an e-commerce platform and a pay schedule, but they don't teach you how to do anything. They offer that. How you make money with it is up to you, okay? If you choose to, how you choose to utilize it. Now, time and money, wealth and creation and residual income is time and money. That equals real freedom. Look at the only difference between a great job and real freedom is the task that you perform on a daily basis create at some point residual income. And you no longer have to perform the tasks in order to keep getting paid. Then you can do what you want, when you want, with who you want, how you want. Make sense to you? Many people here, especially with the entrepreneurial spirit, desire freedom is their number one driving force in this. But Carrot Bars doesn't teach you how to do anything. They provide the platform for you to succeed. That's it. Disclaimer, anything you hear from here at this point on is not about Carrot Bars. It didn't come from them. None of that. We don't make any income claims. That's what MLMs do. We don't do that, okay? Why? Because we're not an MLM. We don't guarantee your success. We don't guarantee that you're going to make any money if you decide to tell anybody. We can tell you that if you do the work and it follows the pay schedule, you will get paid. I've been paid every time, on time, for 5 years straight, folks. Now's the time to understand what we do, okay? Now, so the real question is, does that make sense with gold money? The question is this: how do you get the most of the best quality gold for the least amount of time, effort, and personal finances? I'm here to tell you that I used to tell you there was 4 ways. I'm here to tell you today there's 5 ways. Number 1, you can inherit it. Number 2, you can extract it out of the ground. Mining and panning, very popular, way too much work for me. Number 3, you can buy it out of your own pocket at a dealer, whether it's a store or it's online. I mean, that's common sense, right? Okay. Number 4 is you can set up a Carrot Bars dual system. Work smart, apply a strategy, and then acquire the gold from the system, not from your pocket. Okay. And number 5, you can become a K exchange. Now, let me make this clear. The 2 main things that you can have here, right here, is number 3 and number 4. And you're never going to find out about number 4 or 5 unless somebody takes the time to show you. Therefore, you'll think you'll be clever by figuring out and dividing everything into price in order to get your gold. Here's what. Anytime anybody asks price, it's the main question. It's the real question. How do you get the most of the best for the least, correct? So let me show you the difference between going to a regular dealer and going to Karatbars. If I go to a regular dealer, I go to Karatbars. Money leaves my wallet. I get gold at the dealer. I get gold at Karatbars. Why do I want to get gold at Karatbars? Because when I go to the dealer, I am always limited by how much discretionary income that is left over for however I made in order to acquire the gold, correct? My only leverage is size and price. So no matter how much gold I buy at the dealer, at whatever price he's going to sell, and no matter how many people I refer to the dealer, he is never going to pay me residual income and ever let me get my gold for free, ever. Why? Because I am not in the way of the movement of money. He is. Remember, the wealth transfer comes by being placed in the way of the movement of money. When you go to Karatbars, money leaves your wallet. You get gold. But if you think it's a good idea to use Karatbars, you probably will tell somebody about it, right? Whether you tell about it fast or you talk to people about it slower. At some point, as you connect like-minded individuals together who get their own account and handle their own orders, you're going to earn back from the process more money than it takes you to buy your own gold. When you earn more money than it takes you to buy your own gold, how much does your own gold cost you? Zero. Can you buy it cheaper anywhere else? No. This system was made for thrifty gold acquisition enthusiasts who understand the power and leverage of being placed in a system in the way of the movement of the largest market transfer and wealth transfer in the history of the world as paper money moves back to gold, oil, and silver money globally. Karatbars and their particular product and international system places you in the way of that. No other dealer does. Others have tried and they have failed. We are here to stay. The bigger picture as we integrate into society and business. Why? If the company that pays you a paycheck asks you, would you like to get paid in cash, gold, or a combination of both? How would you answer it? Well, guess what? That's what we do. Karatbars now has a DNA reader for this, that with the simplicity of passing this over, you do not have to know anything about gold. As a clerk checks out, they don't need to know. They scan everything. This, when it's limited quantity, offers a new attractive base to companies, as they understand they do not have to be gold experts to understand to get paid in real 24-karat gold. And when it's time to exchange your gold back into currency to use as purchased goods and services, the K-Exchange centers will offer you the ability to be a part of that entire economic structure. As you see these logos on the windows of merchants, on their websites, and on the cash registers. The K-Exchange world would offer brand new businesses the ability to attract a new customer base and offer flexibility for them as K-Exchanges to acquire gold for their goods and services. As you see, this fits in with a life cycle of money, the confidence, crisis, and collapse. This is where the wealth transfer comes, and understand what you're looking at when you look at Karatbars. It fits in a natural fit in the evolution of money and its life cycle of money that we as Karatbars holders with gold, and the Karatbars platform is the medium of exchange with real gold money, paper money, digital money, real gold money. In the supply side, as merchants, manufacturers, service providers, and some become K-Exchanges, and eventually as that system matures, vendors will want to be a part of that process. This is a beautiful thing. No one else is doing it. You want to be a part of that? You want to stake your claim to it? Then don't hesitate. When you get off this webcast, get involved right now. Plug into the culture. Find out what we do. You see, this is a slide that I produced 4 years ago. Did you hear that? 4 years ago. As the paper money was demised, I understood the inevitable. I researched history. I watched it. I paid attention. And this has a logical, mathematical, and historical relationship with every fiat paper money on the planet. It goes through 3 stages. Stage 1, we're in it. You need to acquire carrot bars because the very shape of it is the same as a card. It's something familiar to program your brain. As more people have it in their hands, they'll become familiar with it. Carrot bars become familiar. Brilliant plan. I mean, I still can't sleep sometimes. You need to acquire carrot bars. Do not spend them. Spend fiat paper money, a depreciating asset. Holding it, you stay in paper, you're going to buy less stuff in the future. Diversifying some gold money, you'll buy more. Which one will get you more gold? Ours! You would never spend gold in a preserving asset when you can spend a depreciating asset. That's math 101. Stage 2, probable turmoil for the unprepared. We are close. We are close, as you can see the symptoms happening in society today. The exchange value will become absolutely apparent. Remember the 3 circles that I showed you initially? Okay? There will be some type of system reset for all markets and fiat paper money of its exchange value. There's alternate systems that are developing. The dollar will probably lose world reserve status. It lost exclusive reserve status. Okay? Then there's going to be 5 baskets of currency with the BRICS banks and the alternate exchange in the Orient. What happens to the dollar happens to everything you've kept in dollars. There's going to be lots. You're going to see, wait till you see the dog and pony show on TV as we see turmoil happen here. There's going to be lots of blaming by different people and actions to distract you from the truth that this here regulates your options in life. The solution will never be in man's debt money. It will always be in a new economy based in real gold money. And who owns that? Okay. K exchanges will build as a natural alternative for the use for conducting business. They're going to offer an anchor. Countries are going to love us as they see hyperinflation or deflationary periods in their economies. Carrot bars will provide an anchor to continue the movement of goods and services within the economy, and the tax bases will be collected, which means that the businesses will not become a burden on the government, which means they have to increase taxes and fees on the rest of society in order to make up for what it is. Carrot bars is a sound, solid solution to the problem. Stage 3. The reason we brought you here, financial prosperity for many who prepared. There's going to become a global awareness. Carrot bars becomes a household name. Carrot bars preserves the exchange value of your labor and protects your assets and your families globally, regardless of what kind of money acquired it. It is used in many places. You can buy more stuff now in stage 3 than people who just stayed in fiat paper money. Recognize the inevitable. The solution, we do 2 things with this. Simple. We save money first, not last. Don't wait to start saving. Because when I have some extra money, that's a wrong thing. And that's why you're probably broke and don't have any money when you have some money. How do I know? What did I do for 27 years? We save money first, not last. And then we can make money by sharing the reason why you want to save money first, not last. Every dollar you save in gold, 24 karat gold, is a dollar the inflation mouse will not be chewing on. In the beginning, you're going to be on your wallet and your own money to acquire the gold. Okay? But the object of our system, taking the components of the pay schedule and the platform they call Carrot Bars International, is to create a system that makes an asset. We're going to get you off of your wallet to acquire the gold, off of your paycheck, off of your personal finances, off of your credit cards, and work you onto a system so that at some point all those other personal finances are not involved at all, and you have a completely unified international system to where the gold is being acquired from the work that you did before and continue to do. The residual income gold comes from the system, not from your personal finance. How long does that take? I don't know what's behind your belly button. I don't know what your dream and your reason why is. I do know that if you have a reason why and you have a formula to get it, the only thing that's holding you is what's between your ear and your perception. As I said, the ex-repo man, I'm an old crusty repo man, and you know what? I don't hold anything back. I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. He has me exactly where he wants me to be. I'm blowing the trumpet. In order to create any asset, there's only two ways you're going to do it. You must leverage and invest a lot of money, which few of the masses have available, right? I mean, you're on here. Number two, you must leverage effort and invest time. You all have 24 hours in a day. Everybody has the same amount of, but what are you doing, but do little with? What are you doing with your time to create an asset? Okay? Are you willing to look? Look, if somebody gave you half an acre of land and told you there was $1 million worth of gold and diamonds buried there, and it's all yours, if you can find it, would you be willing to look? Why? What's your reason why? Don't you know there's going to be naysayers? Oh, there's no gold and diamonds on your property. Isn't that the way society is outside of here? But you know what says, when you find something, hey, man, I found some on mine. Would you be looking? The neighbor found some gold and silver on his property. Would you be looking in yours? How much time are you going to commit? What tools are you going to use? Are you going to get any help, or are you going to look for yourself? Work smart, save real gold money, share this mission, and help other families. Okay? This is what you're looking for if you're going to invest cracks of time in order to develop this to where you get off your wallet and onto the system. You're looking for people who have dreams, desire, and determination. That dream was inspired by the one. The desire comes from people from it willing to take action because they understand it. And determination, what's behind your belly button? What would you do for you and your family if you knew you could not lose? What would you do? So we're always looking in that process. They don't have neon signs on their forehead. We have a process. It's very effective and takes you out of the way of your own self. We are not salespeople. We're not investment or tax advisors, okay? Okay? We just show people how to do the very thing we do, save money first, not last. And if you want to tell people, you can show them why they want to save money first, not last. We want you to decide what you want from utilizing the Carrot Bar platform, not what we want from you. Where do you see yourself fitting in? You want to use the account for self-protection? You don't need to talk to anybody else to get the benefit features that this has to offer as in the entire process. Carrot Bars makes it simple, okay? And you have the best quality gold available in size, quality, and security available anywhere on the planet. Nothing to set, no cost to set up, no maintenance fees, no website fees, no requirement to buy, no penalties if you don't. That's why you're going to get off this and get registered right away. Or do you want to use the account for self-protection and have a casual part-time income from it by working it? You decide your commitment level and time, intention, and flexibility and how you want to market to reach your goals. Or three, are you interested in opening an account, acquiring a lot of gold, and building an income that can make your job optional? Understand. If you develop this to a point to where it not only matches the income that you make at your job and you paid off all your debt and you have a store in it, are you going to work on Monday? Right? Connect with their director. Ask the person who brought you here. Connect with the director. Get involved and get informed and get trained. We don't do training here. What you need to do now, register with a customer and affiliate for free and upload your KYC docs. Very important. Don't shortchange that. Get that done right away. There's no sound reason not to get a free account. Next, an affiliate can acquire, earn a marketing package, and then upload their documents. You can earn a package with effort in the 3D card program if you have no money. There's no excuse except for your desire in order to get where you want to go. Or three, next part is start to exchange 50 euros a month or more, a week, maybe more. You decide how you want to do and follow and save it. Pay yourself first. Follow a saving strategy and earn free gold by referring and some simple effort. Refer a few people, and you'll learn how the process can give you what you want and solve the three things you, your neighbors, your kids, your grandkids, your coworkers are going to have to deal with. This starts at all. We don't spend money. This is not an MLM with subscription bills to pay every month or consumables. Because if you ever stop that process, what is it that you have if you're in that? Nothing. The benefit of by saving the money like this, turning it into gold, you still have the money. This is an asset if you ever stop doing it. That is why tons of people will do this. Tons, but they don't know about it. That's your job. That's how you can get paid if you want. Am I in a rant today? Everything you see here is 100% voluntary without any kind of penalty if you don't do it. Any strategy can work for you if you work it. Get paid every Friday morning. Any strategies from affiliates is not from Karatbars International. They don't do any of that. They provide the platform, the pay schedule, that's all. A gram a week gets you over the peak. See that big debt hole? Karatbars is a ladder you can throw down to people so that they can start to climb out. But they have to climb the first few rungs before you can grab their hand and help them out. Okay? If the will isn't there, the why, the how and the why doesn't matter. Karatbar stands for everything sound, solemn, truthful about money. Make no mistake, we know what to do. We know how to do it. We've all taken the arrows and figured this thing out. The question is, do you want to go where we're going? You coming with us, you can waste more time and paper money. Get plugged in. A nice, bright flower, what happens if it doesn't get watered? Get plugged in to conference calls, VGRs, virtual gold receptions, also known as a webinar like this, and private gold receptions at team events. After seeing this, ask the person who invited you to see this to speak to their director. Until you are a director, you are just a director in training. You are not, by the process, need to know everything about this. You do not have to be a Karatbars intellectual to make this business work. Wave 2. Folks, we're on our way, a march to 1 million people. We're on our way to 1 million. That march is underway. We're 1 million. We at 2012, we were at 2.2 million euros in sales. 2013, 8.5 million. 2014, 30 million. This year, we'll go over $100 million. We're on our way to $1 billion company. You coming with us? You're going to read about it. Right? A year from now, you will wish that you had started today. Remember this moment. Take action. God bless you all. And may God bless you and your family during these times to be safe and connect with them. We love you. Take care.
More and more entrepreneurs find the Karatbars opportunity remarkable, because gold is money, which is now no longer a secret. Join this opportunity and together with us, be successful.
Even our distribution model for gold is unique. Meanwhile, we together could inspire affiliates from around the world.
And I follow them because I believe in what they have in their products, and I also believe in the company. So very excited to be here today. I just really want to dig in as much as I possibly can, even though I already have. I just want to dig more. And when I looked at it, I was amazed by what I found. And I got very excited, and I started growing my team immediately. And I started learning from there, and I've learned so much. KB actually has changed my life because I have more knowledge now about what's going on in the economy and the global indicators and what's going on with the Federal Reserve and all the things that are, globally indicators that just have changed my life, and I've never seen it that way. And I was in banking for 17 years, and I didn't know a dang thing. So I'm really happy and grateful for them. That's what I mean about the passion, that I'm just so happy to be a part of this. And where we're going is so huge and so big.
It was phenomenal. You have every personality type that is up there trying to help you. And then there's plenty of time afterwards to talk to everybody individually. The owner of the company is here from Germany. And when are you ever going to get to meet the owner of a company?
For sure our economy is, the dollar is weakening, and gold has been around forever, and it will always be. And so I'm really glad I attended tonight. Thank you.
But I'm really excited about this business. This is something that we really need at this time. Yes, that's why I'm excited about it, and I'm ready to go rock and roll.
Well, it's fantastic. You have to ride with us. Go with the bandwagon. So you don't have to miss it. I mean, it's really a fantastic opportunity to really check this out. So you will not be late. Come on out. Don't be late. Check out this great
and they were right.
Opportunity.
And they were right.
They were right.
Excellent. Excellent.
Fantastic.
And would you recommend a presentation like this for other people? Because I know they're doing a tour. They're going to different states.
Oh,
and,
yes.
Yeah, great.
100%. 101%.
101. So great. Well, thank you so much for giving us the interview.
Thank you so much.
In order to guarantee our customers the very best in security, we store Karatbar's gold bars in high security vaults. Gold bars will remain in these highly secured vaults until the time the customer requests delivery to their door. And if you have further questions, the Karatbar support team is always there for you and is being steadily in Europe, Asia, South America, and in the United States. Whether live, online, or by phone, our team is daily working for you. Customer satisfaction is our highest priority.
Now it's up to you to make a decision. I have made my decision. There is nothing that could stop me to work with you and give you my support. Thank you for your time. I wish you all the very best and see you at the top.